Thank you very much, and very appreciate being here, and thank you for the invitation. Well, the BIS portal is almost like the flagship project of the CIPC currently, but we don't see it as only a CIPC product. We see it as part of an e-government service, whereby when people speak about one-stop shops, which is the buzzword, which is going on for probably more than 20 to 30 years now, we see the use of automation, we see the use of digitization and collaboration as part of that one-stop shop journey. So then we conceptualized the BIS portal, and we said, what does a business person, an entrepreneur require when he wants to go out and he wants to start a business? So we decided to package it all into one so that he doesn't have to go from pillar to post in order for him to start a business, but to concentrate on a daily basis about running the business. So we came up with what we would term the BIS portal, which was launched at the investment conference of 2019 by the president, and which has subsequently also been mentioned in two State of the Nation addresses as part of that ease of doing business entrepreneurial journey that the CIPC wants to hold hands with when it comes to those who want to run a business. So BIS portal encompasses a variety of services. Not only does it have company registration, of course, but it has a tax. You can get a tax number. You can have UIF, an employment fund, as well as compensation fund as part of the process. We also collaborated with private sector partnerships in the sense that you can go and have a look at a bank account of your choice, of course, looking at all the major banks and others as well as they've come on board and on stream. We like to increase packaging encompasses. We even went as far as to say that because we're in the digital age, we must look at the marketing aspects. So you can even go and look at how you open a website, and we can facilitate all of that through BIS portal, including the use of BE certificates. Well, when it comes to the utilization and the usage of this portal, we've seen it expand and explode since 2019. We have registered over 130,000 companies with an average turnaround of less than 10 minutes. So if you go onto this portal, we'll guarantee you less than 10 minutes. You can get all your name reservations done, get your company registration, and then you can click on the services that you require in order for you to process and to progress as an entrepreneur. But coming back to the points I was trying to make also about Buzzport is that we never envisage that we will stop there. Year on year, we want to bring on additional services into the BIS portal so that it almost becomes like a super registry service. Well, e-government, if you would like to call it that, where all encompassing aspects of business running and corporate services, as well as the business world, is found in a single place and in a single space. BIS portal very much also is very complemented by the new Doing Business website, which we also as a CIPC have been very instrumental in also assisting with. And therefore, we can see that there's a synergy between what we're trying to achieve as a country in order for us to improve on our ranking World Bank Doing Business. This is all what we're trying to do. And the one thing that we also at the CIPC pride ourselves on is this multi-channel approach, right? And the use and the no use of paper. So we have these collaborative efforts with, for example, Department of Home Affairs, collaborative efforts with SARS and many others. And then there's a movement of data, which makes it easier for us to not only look at how do we change data, but also how do we verify and authenticate the data that flows through our system. Because we firmly believe that the data is what is the power of what we hold, and therefore we need to understand that the BIS portal is a facilitation of these data mechanisms. So I would encourage those who want to start a business, utilize the BIS portal service, and you will see how easy and how speedy it goes. I recall watching the Stone, and some of you might have recalled doing that. And that the president, when he mentioned the BIS portal, he actually used a similar sign to say it happens just like that. And that's exactly what we've done. We're trying to improve on the ranking of South Africa, but we also realize that the most important aspect and the focus of the CIPC is to the citizens of the country and to provide them with a multi-channel approach in order for them to have utilization of all our services across exactly what we do.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just a quick one, just so that our participants can also know that the government, alongside our different partners, understand that small to medium enterprises are definitely the key to economic growth and to solving our unemployment issues. Is that why we've kept the price at 125 for the service?
Well, this has been said many, many years ago. we just did, I came off a webinar last week where the Companies Act is actually 10 years old. And when we conceptualize and when we do the regulations over many, many years, I was part of the team that drafted the Companies Act, we specifically made it low so that we can have no barriers to entry. We realize that the registration and incorporation of a company is not only a right. That is the reason why when you look at what the prologue of the Companies Act says, it speaks about the Bill of Rights encompassing also the corporate world. So we made it cheaper for you to go and register companies. We made it easier for you to get in. And we also, as a CIPC, want to utilize much of our services in order for us to remove all the bureaucratic aspects of starting a business. You know, previously when one dealt with what we would call CIPRO those days, Companies and Intellectual Property Registration Office. It was what we would call the black hole. You would put in a registration for a company and you had absolutely no clue when that registration would come out. And therefore you were stuck as part of a business person trying to open up a bank account, try to register for VAT or to go out and do your tax affairs, marketing, you had no clue when it would come out. So the whole idea behind what we try to do for small businesses, and by the way, that's more than 95% of the registration that we've done. Last year, we did 485,000 new companies, the majority of them being obviously the smaller mom and pop SME types, is to make sure that we do not become any part of the stumbling block of the starting of that particular entity and the running of that entity. But not only that, the one thing that we're also going to focus on at the CIPC, we're trying to look at post-registration services. The power of the CIPC and the assistance to small businesses can not only lie in how quickly it takes you to register a company. Okay, that should be what I refer to as the factory part, right? You factorize it, you basically give them a registration and it moves on. We must understand what are the additional aspects that are required of a small business to function. Looking for access to finance, so we will try and look at how do we assist with that, promotion, marketing, aspects around data analysis, why do businesses fail, mentorship programs. So we will, as our vision at CIPC, also be engaging with the academia for us to improve on that particular aspect, looking at the full gamut of services that are required for the business, because as you all know, small businesses fail by the hundreds of thousands. As much as we register hundreds of thousands, we also deregister hundreds of thousands. We must understand what is the role that we need to play, what is the aspects that we need to put together, and how do we collaborate with other government services and the private sector to conceptualize a full spectrum of services that a small business is required to do. And therefore, we will see our ease of doing business improve, as well as hopefully our ranking. That's not our focus. I agree, we must improve, but our focus must be to the citizens of the country and give them the service that they require of government and the DTIC.
Thank you so much for that, Commissioner. Definitely giving us hope for the future, knowing that we have key government departments in place that are ready to meet the needs of our people and create the economy that we need to get us to the next level.